Welcome back, guys. In last video, we have configured our security gateway. So, security gateway 6.5 firewall. We configure its interfaces. As you can see on this diagram, we the external facing interface we given a name bridge network. Then internal facing interface we given a VNet 8. This is in NAT mode, and towards the DMZ we configure VNet VMnet 1 network, and the IP addresses and everything as you can see on my screen. So these are the IP addresses we have given to the interface. So in this video, we are going to talk about F5 load balancer. We're going to set up a F5 load balancer. We will import the licenses into the F5 load balancer, and we'll configure requested or we configure the important interfaces whatsoever we required for this. So as you can see, the F5 will be having the IP address. uh, I also can say the sub IP address, which is 172.16.0.15. Is external interface towards facing VNet network will be having 172.16.0.101, and I would say the internal interface of the F5 that will be having IP address 172.16.0.51. So the IP address going to be changed, nothing much here. We are not changing any sort of interfaces here. We'll see how it works. If required, we'll modify this topology. This topology just come out of my mind, so I have designed that. And then we'll see how it goes. So let's jump back to the content and we'll see the stuff. So number one thing, guys, here we required a F5 image, F5 license. So I'll tell you how you can download that. If you go to the site called f5.com, I believe, uh, just first go to this site f5.com, and if you come here, if you see there are products, whichever products you interested, you have to go there. And big IP having these are all the products. Whichever you require, you can just click on that network. Say big IP local traffic manager. If I click that, if you want to see this buying option and the data sheet what it provide, you can read through it. Some of the main things they have given here, you know, you can just go ahead and take these details with you. If you go to the solutions, and again, if you see here, they will see what solutions things they provide to us, performance wise, security wise, automation wise, everything is present here. And if you see here, there's something called software download this side here. So if you click this software download, you will be going to the download page. Somehow I can see it's saying something went wrong, which is fine. Let me just go ahead and open another browser. Maybe the browser issue here. And let me just click into the site. So here it's asking me if I have a FI account, I can join, or I can sign in with that account, or I can sign up. So let's, for the sake of understanding, sign up the account. Let's have a name, first name, last name, email address. Let me give my address, firewallgan@outlook.com. Let's go a little bit down. So which country you reside, just give it those details and the password. Let's see. Okay, accepted. Let me go down, and it says create and continue. It's okay. Now it's saying your email with the link of things are forwarded. So let me just go to my uh, Outlook account, and let's see. Okay, if you see on my screen here itself, the details from the F5 come on my email. So if you just see here what they have provided, let me just scroll down. So they say verify your address to activate your account. So I'm just clicking this guy. Let's load those things. Maybe the browser issue, but let me say copy link, and let me go ahead here to this and just put here. So it's saying check account activated, which looks good. Okay, it says account has not has been activated. If you look like your account has not been activated or the confirmation email link has expired, this is the email address to activate. Let's try this. Firewall again at outlook.com. Activate. So your account has been successfully activated. Login to continue. So your F5 user account provided single sign-on access to the following applications. So you can take the Dev Control, My F5, Learn F5, Hub, and everything. For now, just click My F5. Let's go ahead and log in to this firewall again. Sorry, outlook.com. Next, it will ask me for the password. Let me give my password. Sign in. Okay, it's taking me to the registration thing. So this is different than initially what we have provided for the account activation. Here they need basic details if you are working somewhere, what roles, titles you have. So I'm acting as expert security engineer here. I would say my company name is Firewall again. Street address, I would say Pune. Country reside, sorry, city also Pune, zip code 411036. Sorry, 411036. Phone number is optional. Serial number registration key optional. I have read complete details. Let me complete the registration. And now it will signing in uh, to this side the network. I hope there is no further errors. And however, I have also received a welcome message from the F5 if you want to see, stating that dear Vaibhav, thank you for registration with the F5. What can you do on this side? You can access F5 on this side. You have question, please contact these guys and everything. So yeah, looks good. And this is my subscription, trial details and everything. Let me just click to the trials. So big IP trial offers. You can do the trial. I mean download the trial license from here. Trial license. So let's see. I am downloading on behalf of no government entity. No, I am not downloading behalf of government entity. Okay, save. So if you note here, it's saying try big IP virtual edition free for 30 days in your public or private cloud environment. Big IP will deliver the same advanced application security services as big IP hardware. So this is a VM platform in a form factor that enable multi-cloud freedom and greater business agility. So basically what they are doing here, they are setting up our trial license for the F5. Meanwhile, let's see if I can go to the f5.com again. And if you here come to the solution, and here if you see there is something called software download. My mouse is becoming a little bit slow. This guy. Okay, this time it's not giving me any error. So just check the browser. I think maybe cache or something causing issue with the Microsoft Edge. Chrome is working well. So it's saying agree the term and conditions for the live OS download and select the product family. You can download any of this guy for the trial purpose. So for us, for this lab, we require a big IP, right? Let me go a little bit down and just select your product line, whatever you require. You can select that, whichever version. The latest is 17.x virtual edition traffic management operating system. So let's do this. And here you have to select the product container. So let's have this guy, virtual edition. And also you have to come down and you have to select what file you are looking for. So the best choice I would say go for this VMware OVA. It's a bundle we'll be getting. Initial setup will be there, right? And now I can see this thing, the locations and everything. So you have to come here and select location where you are residing, right? So the from that location, this guy is going to be download, right? So I think this message also come here, production from this F5 trial licenses have got generated. Meanwhile, let me select Singapore, or also no, better, select Singapore, let it get download from the Singapore. So it's a 2.4 GB file. This is getting download. Let it get download. Meanwhile, so big IP trial offers. You can do the trial. I mean download the trial license from here. Go ahead and just download the trial license. So let's see. I am downloading on behalf of no government entity. No, I am not downloading on behalf of government entity. Okay, save. So if you note here, it's saying try big IP virtual edition free for 30 days in your public or private cloud environment. Big IP will deliver the same advanced applications, security services as big IP hardware. So this is a VM platform in a form factor that enable multi-cloud freedom and greater business agility. So basically what they are doing here, they are setting up our trial license for the F5. From here itself, it's already open. So in the product line, if you see, thank you for ordering this F5, I think. If you did scroll down, if you see here, you'll be having the license keys details. So they have provided F5 Big BE trial license software. This key, Big IQ is a management product for the F5. Big IQ Virtual Edition, Big Virtual Edition. So this is what we have received. We require this guy to put into the as a key into the F5, so that the licensing part will be done. Meanwhile, let me check where we are at the downloads thing. So it's still getting downloaded. So let's see. Okay, so it's saying 2 minutes. Meanwhile, what we will do, we'll go to our hard disk and we'll prepare a basic thing for F5 installation. So if I come here, I'll just have to create one folder called say F5 LV setup. So we'll be putting our setup here, VMware setup. Now let me go back. It's saying few seconds. Just wait for that. And once it download, we'll start our setup. So look like setup is downloaded. And let's go to the location. Okay. Let me come back here. Let's go to the download. Okay, the setup is here. Let me just copy paste this file into the say OS, LBOS. So initially I will be having the 16 version, but now we are going with the 17 one. So the latest and greatest we are going to try in our lab. So let's wait a couple of minutes till this get copy paste into my hard disk, and we will talk it from there. Let's go ahead into the VM environment, and this is a OVF file. So let me click open virtual machine. Let me go to the hard disk, OS, and here we have just copy pasted this version. Let me open this guy. But let's just start configuration of F5. Accept the terms condition. Virtual name is F5 LD1, I would say. Where I want to keep this, I want to keep in my hard disk itself, where I have just created my folder. Let me set basic whatever requirement is 4 gig what they're saying. So for now I'm going with that. Let's import this thing. Let me see if I can go to the other this thing. Okay, for a sake of time, let me just stop this one of the gateway. Will not stop, suspend, so that we'll be having some memory with us. Let's this image get imported and will be resumed back once that is happened. So look like the basic initial import of F5 load balancer images happened. Let's power on this virtual machine. Okay, so it's saying what you want to do, big IP setup. Let's enter. It will just download, or maybe it is fine. This is fine. Take this configuration file into this version VM. Just see what are the steps come into the picture, and we'll be joined back once this is completed. Now I can see the initial config file imported, and it asking me now give us the local host logins. So by default username, I guess it's a root, and password is default. Default is the name. After that is saying you are required to change your password immediately. Root enforced, changing password for root. Current big IP password. So current is default only. So let me give that password, and new password I'm just putting now. So I think it will ask for the verification. Let's go ahead with that as well. So now it's saying no license, but config you can do. So there's a command called configuration or config. Let's see. So if I just press config, it take me to the configuration, and it's saying configuration utilities. Let me just enter here. It's saying IP address configuration, select IP address. So let me just it's saying use automatic configuration of IP address, current IP address, network mask is nothing. No, I want to modify it. That is the 50 IP address. Okay, subnet mask looks good. Default gateway is saying 192.168.1.1. For now, I would say yes, because the management thing, what we will do, will bypass it. So for the lab purpose only, guys. So what will happen here? Let me show you. So this guy, for the management thing, it will bypass this firewall, and it will go like this. So here for the management purpose, he will be having this IP addresses. Okay. Later on, we'll see if we can change it. But for now, let's have it, that thing. Let's see how it goes now. So let me just go back here. I would say yes. Management route, that would be this guy. Okay, so it looked like this, which is fine for me. And now it will load the things, and we are good to have initial access. Then we'll load the license. I will show you that part. It's also interesting steps we need to follow here. So as you can see, the config thing is come up. Let me just go ahead from here and see if I can log into my F5. So 192.168.1.50 IP address, what we have given for the management purpose. First of all, let's see if it is pingable or it is not. So let me just say ping 92. Okay, no need to do this. If you see here, account, let me accept this. Remember, the username is admin, and I think password is also admin here. Okay, let me change it. The username is admin and the password what I have given. Okay, so this is sort of things you need to remember. When you log in first time to the GUI part, you have to enter username admin, and now again it's asking me to change whatever the current password you are given. So let me just give my current password, and I'm changing that password. Okay, so remember the password what I have given during the root, you know, that password only I have used for the admin username, and I took that, and now I'm changing that only to this guy GUI access. It's saying password change. Let me just log into the admin, give it a password, and I can see we are successfully able to log into this big IP. And after this, the important part comes. As you can see, it's saying no license exists for this device. The license for the device is not operational, and it just show you this thing. It is not showing you whatever the different models they have for the F5. And one more thing, guys, F5 we call it F5 big IP load balancer, but it's not only do the load balancing or load distribution. It has many more functions features, which we will going to see one by one as well. So let's set up this with next, and it will bring me to the licensing page directly, I believe so. Yes, let me activate it. So click, so closely observe these steps. It is interesting. This is what the F5 do. So it's saying best registry key. Remember, F5 give you this key. So I'm just copy pasting this key over there. Let me copy, Control C, Control V here. Okay. Uh, Add-on registry key or everything, you don't have to worry about it. Automatic require outbound connectivity. So important thing, guys, you need connectivity to the outside world. Let's try to see if I'm able to ping default gate. Subnet. Sorry, DNS. So I can ping the DNS. So how as I said, the communication is happening from this guy. Okay. Uh, from this guy, the packet is going here somewhere my Wi-Fi router, which having IP address 192.168.1.1, for example. And this is the default gateway for this guy, and my Wi-Fi router is taking this communication to the outside world. Okay. So this is what happening here. Let me clean this and go back here. Now it's saying outbound interface. So obviously it's the management for now. Enable license comparison, we don't require that, and I'm saying automatic outbound connectivity. Let's try with this. Next. So it's saying registration key is invalid, which means whatever we are putting in is F5 big IP VR software for this guy. So let's do this again. I think this is the key. uh, yes, this is the only key. The only thing I am thinking loudly here, that maybe this key what I have put, it's not taken correctly. So let me put this thing first, okay? And just this guy, okay? Now everything is same. Next, I'm thinking loudly here. It may give you error, but it not. Okay, great. So it's saying end user license agreement. I need to accept that. But before that, guys, read it carefully. Whatever the terms and condition that file is given to you. I already read it, so I don't read it again. So I'm just accepting it. Yes, accept. Unable to contact big IP device. That means there may be some sort of timeout thing here. Okay, device configuration has been restored. Login. Okay, great. So it's saying starting, restarting SMMPD. Oh, okay. That's why it's taking time, guys. Maybe we have initiated some internal communication toward the server that didn't like this guy. That's why it's restarting the service. So that was one of the options how you can activate. There is another option, manual option, generally quite easy than this. So we'll be, trying that option after this. Once this process is restarted. So, the better choice I would say here. Let's wait a minute to the process get restart. Okay, it's saying good. So it's added some registration keys. Next. So we only trying the number one option here, automatic outbound connectivity. There's another option which we call manual as well. So with that also you can do these things. So configuration has not yet loaded. If the message per se to indicate the configuration problem. Okay, let's wait. And interestingly, let's see here also. So here it's saying everything is good. That is cool. Okay. Receiving configuration data from your device. So I am assuming now the communication between these two guys are happening here. Yeah, I was expected. This happens. Let's see here. Okay. Now it's restarting the name. So I think for the license activation, this may be thing happen as we are retrieving the license from the F5 side. Uh, the manual process is not that tedious. It's simple, but we have to see this. Let's see what it's gives us the end result. So let's wait. Okay, so it required the processes to be restarted and everything so that everything looks good. So I can see the licenses got retrieved from the site itself, and I can see everything looks licensed. We can do all of the things which I can see here as a license. and whatever the provisioning you want, dedicated, normal, minimum, you can do it. For now, we require a local traffic manager for this lab. At least for now, we can activate the things later. Uh, for now, that is sufficient for me. So I'm saying that this looks good. Next. So now receiving configuration data from your device. Again, it's loading. Okay. So it's saying the name server.cert job properties. This is got generated. This is internal certificate, guys. If you require to have some external certificate, you can import it. You can renew this certificate as well, and I can see the validity for this certificate is say, more around 10 months. I'm so sorry, 10 years. It says RSA 204 48 bytes using SHA-256. I'm happy with this. It's the latest and greatest security algorithm on the fingerprints. Locality is Seattle, localhost, and everything looks good. Next, if I think I'll just give this firewallgang.com. I hope this should take. There was an error attempting to reset trust. The request key system was not found. What is that? Let's go back to the setup utility. This is kind of things we need to do until this device is set up properly. Let me go to the platform again. Activation complete. I want to do the password. Rest of the things looks good. I hope it should take now. Okay, it looks good. Advanced network configuration, you can do it later. Finish. I don't want to do rest of the things now. For now, the purpose was to have the basic things in place, and rest of the things we'll be doing one by one later. Okay, everything is look good. It's saying setup is completed. I don't know if anything is there at the bottom. No. Okay.